Hello. It is February 12th. I'm currently making this for a particular friend, but I am also potentially going to send this to more friends or clients or customers or patients or whatever. So I'm going to be a little bit generic here, but I wanted to just show an example. I'm going to show my own example of the energetic testing and how the results come back. If you need a blog to read about what is bioenergetic testing, is it real, blah, 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 all those things, please let me know. amynesdahl@gmail.com if you're not my friend watching this. And I will send you links to those blogs and stuff. There's a ton of information. I'm not going to try to give you information that's already available because that's a waste of time. So, what I am going to share with you is a real life test result. So when you do the testing, you fill out a whole questionnaire, sort of like a health questionnaire, and it asks you all about your allergies and or whatever. I can't remember, but it's a very thorough thing, and you want to answer all of it. Not only they don't they use your hair sample and your saliva and or toenails, fingernails, whatever, um, to do the testing. But what happens is, and I'll show you in a minute, it comes back with so many recommendations for cures, or not cures, sorry, that's dowsing, for supplements, for homeopathics, etc. So what you want to do is fill it out the best you can because they don't give you the 40 things that they recommend. They try to pare it down to four or five or six things that will help your what's bothering you the most. Okay. And so I did my first testing in October. And like I said, it's February now. And at the time, I was extremely fatigued. I didn't feel good all over the place. I didn't feel good. So I'm going to share now my test results. So this is how it looks when you get your test result back. Let me move this out of the way. Um, okay, so there are 14 systems in the body that they test. And so green represents minor stress, yellow represents stress, orange chronic stress. As you can see, that's how that goes. So yeah, my test is a little rough looking. I will say that I've learned that if you are on medication for something, let's say you were on medication for, I don't know, look at my heart. It's so, oh no. And now I can't, I'm so sorry. I can't remember if we're looking at my heart here, I hope you can see my cursor. It's 98% green. I can't remember. I think that means that it's really good. Like I'm not having stress because I want to read it backwards. Like I want to say, oh, it's at 98% of the green, 3 more percent, I'm going to be yellow. But I'm pretty sure that I was wrong. That is totally how my brain wants to see it, but that's not how it goes. So anyway, yeah, so if you're on medication for something and it's working, it won't show up. Your system will not show up as stressed in that system because your medication is working. So I want you to understand that like this takes a snapshot of how your body is functioning right now. And so, for instance, at this time, no, I'm not going to go into that. So anyway, this is how it looks. Okay, I could talk for hours on this, so I'm going to try to keep on going. So most significantly stressed are circulation, nervous systems, and allergy points. We scan 58 points to create the system performance. There are a number of systems you are currently experiencing stress, as you can see from the chart above. Yes, I was not feeling well, that is for sure. In addition to the three most significant stress points listed above, the following points of the body are also driving some of your systems down. And you can see all these. So the next thing to understand is that all of this works together. So if I'm really like struggling with my immune system, it might be that I take a look at my digestive system first and clean that up, and then my immune system suddenly goes up also. And so that is part of the overall recommendations is trying to you take all of this information and they decode it. The testing center does that, but then also the doctor you're working with. So like um, Dr. Kristen is who I work with. Energetic sensitivities is the first thing they list out. And so and again, this is at this moment. So that means, for instance, I know that I have allergy to like cats, hamsters, etc. Uh, but that is not on here. It's nowhere on here. Why? Because I don't ever come in contact with cats or hamsters, etc. So this is not like um, you can get a test on your back where they stimulate your skin with 100 different allergens, and then you know if you're allergic to it. It's not that. This is like what's in your environment right now that is giving you the business. And so, yeah, so it's environmental, it's foods, additives. I do pretty good at no additives. Yeah, so there you go. Energetic nutritional imbalances. So now this is going to get down and dirty into what I'm probably lacking in my diet, or things that are, um, wait, let me find mushrooms. I know mushrooms was on here. So you were scanned for blah, 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 blah. Below are a list of those nutrients and they're that are bioenergetically low. And so, yeah, actually, I think that I misread this. I do a lot of misreading things. But anyway, um, so these are all the things that I'm low on. And you can see that it's no wonder, again, that I didn't feel great. I'm low on a whole bunch of stuff, including vitamin H, vitamin P, manganese. Okay, and here are energetic toxins. Oh, yeah, here's where the mushrooms come in. Super bummed because I love me some mushrooms, and one of the first things on here is mold. I was having trouble with mold, and that would be produced by mushrooms, blah, 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 blah. I swear it said mushrooms twice. But anyway, these are toxins in my environment at that time that were giving me the business, just like I said. Also, I do want to mention that this parasites often transmitted by ticks, mosquitoes, or other types of insects. One of the trainings I took mentioned that this is like a big deal. And a lot of us are struggling with parasites transmitted by ticks and mosquitoes, and we have no idea that that's going on. And as well as heavy metal exposure. So if you are not feeling great, like these are really good things to know. What's really kind of giving you the business, that's going to be my catchphrase here. What's giving you the business in your body? And then, okay, and then hormonal imbalances. And so I have never struggled too much, I don't think, with hormonal imbalance, but we forget that DHEA is a hormone. I forget. Um, yeah, I need some of that. And that's like fish oil. And I wasn't taking any. And that helps the adrenal glands function and thyroid and testosterone, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, and so then what happens is you get all of that information and then they give you the balancing remedies. And so what we were doing was we were using homeopathics. And so that is just like there's homeopathics, There's flower essences, there are supplements, and within the umbrella of supplements, there's lots of different companies. We started out by doing homeopathic, excuse me, homeopathics, like I said. However, out of the several people in our office that were kind of doing the maiden voyage on this stuff, um, people didn't really get a lot of great results with the homeopathics. So then we decided to go back to the company, ask them to recalculate with one of the supplement companies that we all agree is a really good company. And so, we have decided to go that way, that route now, supplements. Now, if there is something that you prefer, and if you get the testing and you don't prefer supplements, I can absolutely share with you the different remedies, we call them, um, with you so that you can choose what you want. But as for now, we are all on board. We really love Nutridyne, and that's what we're going with. So anyway, that being said, that was my October test. Now I had a very like chaotic about 3 months, and it started about in October. And I probably didn't have any business spending money on this test because I did not do any, I did not follow up with it. So I want you to see that there are uh, quite a few tests available. Am I going to be able to see this? So there's the full scan, which I would 100% recommend to start off because that is what you just saw. You get to see all the systems, all of the different toxins, etc. There's a brain scan, and this is the newest of their tests, but it is over a year old. If you feel like you have issues from the shoulders up, if you have brain fog, you have confusion, you have overthinking, whatever it is, you can get specifically information about your brain. Okay, balancing scan, that is for hormones specifically. And remedy scan is, I will show you that in just a second. So see, there are different scans, but those are the ones that okay, I'm gonna stop sharing for a second because, and pardon me, I can't click on somebody else's thing. I can't have you seen everybody's thing. So hold on one second, and let me get to, I need to get back to my thing. Apologize for that. And let me share again. Okay, so here I am again. And so, like I said, I just did a, remedy scan because I am going to assume that my systems are probably very similar. I mean, I didn't do anything since October that would have improved my health in any way. It probably got worse, to be honest. I don't feel as bad, but I don't have as much stress either. So, one of the things about bioenergetics is it really does take into account your entire being. It takes into account 9 different um, parts of your life: physical, emotional, mental, financial, career, like career satisfaction, like all kinds of things. So anyway, what I did was I just took the remedies, the balancing remedies test, which is loads cheaper. And so you can do this like, so the idea would be you would take the first full scan, you would get the supplements, and you would take those for a month or whatever the recommendation is. And then you could remedy scan to see what your next month would look like, what they recommend for that. And then you could do another, I mean, it just depends how you're feeling, what you feel like doing. You could do another remedy month, or you could do another full scan and see where you're at, see how things are going. Um, and there's lots of coaching to go along with this. So don't worry about We hold your hand the whole way through. So anyway, I sent in my hair and saliva again, and I said specifically that what's really bothering me now is just my skin. I just have so many itches and whatever, and that's like a lifetime issue for me. So, that was something that I wanted to focus on, and also energy level, pretty low energy level. So what came back, all that comes back in this is just like, here are the remedies that would work for you right now, that resonate with where you're at right now. And so it came back with Allerstop, which is a allergy stopper, as you can imagine. Um, and then it came back with colloidal silver, which is kind of cool because I always heard about that. And I was like, oh, let me try it. And now it's recommended for me. And CoQ10 and L-theanine Pro and NAC 600. I can't think of what antioxidant and immune support, a thyroid complex. And that's that. Um, L-theanine, stress management, and cognitive enhancement. Oh, I do believe I probably mentioned my poor memory because it's serious. But anyway, that is the one I just recently did. So that gives you kind of a general overview of how that goes and how it looks. And I should be getting my supplements really soon. I just have had like a few obstacles getting. You don't need to know about that, but whatever. I'm getting them soon. I can't wait. I'm very looking forward to getting going with that. And then I think that probably what I'll do next, after 30 days, I'll probably do another remedy scan. I'm not as concerned about how my test looks as how I feel. And I also know that from just my lifetime of taking supplements, I know that when I take the right supplements, I feel much better. I am a huge believer in supplements. What I love about this testing is that it tells me which supplements to take. I could go grab my bucket of supplements that I've spent hundreds of dollars on as a shot in the dark, trying to figure out what I should take. And this tells me exactly what I should take. And so I don't feel like it's a waste of money at all. I am 100% on board with this. I deeply believe in bioenergetic testing, and I'm super excited to get going, and start feeling better. So this test, I won't go into any more. If you have more questions, let me know. Um, but yeah, and if you want a couple of blogs, I'll send them to you that just explain bioenergetics and things like that. But please don't be afraid to ask questions. This is not a hard sell or anything like that. This is not for everybody. I mean, this is sort of new medicine, I'm going to call it. Like, this is new stuff. And like I said, I completely believe in it, but I also believe that it takes time for things like this to resonate with people. So if you have questions, you can ask questions. I'm not going to tell you to get on board and take the test. I'm happy to answer questions. So anyway, that's that. Hope you're having a great night. I'll talk to you later.